What we do here is go back.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the views that I get, and any new subscribers, welcome. And I hope you enjoy this a little bit today. I listened the other day to, I think, the Brilliant Idiots were talking about abortion, so it gave me a motivation to do a video on it myself, but I don't care for the other one that I did, so I'm doing this one. But my thoughts on abortion, I don't agree with it being right. I don't think it's right to do. If you sleep with somebody and know that you put yourself at risk to have a child, and then you get pregnant, to terminate that, to just up and terminate that because you don't want to have the kid yet, I think is extremely selfish and not something that I would consider right to do. However, though I do not think that abortion is right, and though I think that life does technically start before conception, but even for that one particular possible individual starts at the moment of conception, and terminating it at any stage is, in a sense, terminating life. There's levels of it that I do not consider punishable by any outside force. So up until a certain point in development, I think if you're terminating it, then that's your personal choice. Do what you do, and you just have to deal with the weight of the decision that you made and what you will now remember for the remainder of your life, barring any type of experience that causes you to lose your memory. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure that you're going to remember this for the remainder of your life, and it's always going to not necessarily haunt you in some way, if you can reconcile it especially, but it's something that you will know happened. It's not something that you'll ever be able to erase as this happened, like as a fact. I did this. So to me, that's the punishment that would go to a lot of terminations at the very beginning, when you're nothing but literally a clump of cells. There's no heartbeat, there's no nothing. It's just a clump of cells that they say that's usually the start of a baby, of a new life, a new person. But considering I don't consider the majority of it punishable, I think everybody should have the right to do whatever they want. If you don't want to carry the baby to term, then you don't want to carry a baby to term. To force someone to carry a baby to term, no matter what the circumstances are, I think is a little that's overstepping. That's pushing your personal views on everyone else, generally based off of something you can't even exactly prove. But to me, you're pushing an idea on somebody else that you're not actually dealing with or experiencing or going through in any way, shape, or form. And in most cases, you're not going to take up the responsibility for said child that comes into the world from a parent who doesn't necessarily want to have them, but was forced to carry them out and forced to give birth to them. People who are forced to do stillbirths to a dead child, I think that's stupid. Why are you going to force this person to live with this life-altering thing inside of them that is not even going to survive the birth process, the full birth process? I don't agree with that. I don't think that the government should be able to step in and say, hey, you had sex, now you have to have this child. You don't want it, you did everything you could not to have it, you were raped, something you were taken advantage of in some way and impregnated, now carry that child. They're not forcing people to adopt afterwards. So if this person, okay, you have options, put them up for adoption, so then you got to put them up in a system where they're more, I would say, more likely to grow up with an unstable mindset. Do I have facts to back this up? No, I haven't looked at facts on either side, but I'm just going to assume based off of the environment and what people preach. If you preach a family connection where you receiving love and intimacy, you're not getting that in a orphanage type setting. There's too many people with not enough mothers like that. You don't have an actual mom or dad there. So if you don't have that relationship, then you're kind of setting this person up for a little bit more difficult of a life, at the very least, than you may have had. Or equally as difficult. And if you consider your life to be like what you think everybody should go through, then alright, I guess cool. But if you didn't, because of some dynamic of your household, especially with your parents, that didn't work out, then what do you think it would be like for somebody who doesn't want to have a kid, is with somebody who they didn't want to have a kid with either, and just happened to get pregnant by that person? Now they're forced to carry this to term and take care of this life that they didn't want and share that with a person that they don't want to be with. That they splurged and gave into an urge. Oh, well, they shouldn't have done it. Yeah, but now you're telling them, because you decided to do this, we're going to force you now to take care of this child. Because if you put them up for adoption, that's great, then wonderful, at least you carried them out. Now we'll let that kid grow up in an orphanage and probably possibly never get adopted. Never find a family to actually take them in and keep bouncing around from different house to different house, never being able to get settled and establish anything for themselves. Granted, that happens in other walks of life, but it's, in a sense, set up differently once you're put in this position. In a majority of circumstances, I wouldn't have an abortion. I won't say all, because there are some where I really think I would actually do it, even though I don't think that it's the right thing to do. And I'll deal with the moral issues that come with me. And I'm not even the one doing it. I would not object to my partner doing it if they decided that that's what they wanted to do. If they did it when I thought it was just you're deciding this because you don't want to have another child right now, then I'm like, all right, that's a little messed up. And I'm not going to side with you on that, but I'm also not going to say, no, you cannot go and do this. I don't have that right to tell you what to do with your body. I can suggest that you not and talk and try and convince you not to do it, but that's about all I can do. So though I consider maybe somewhere after the nervous system is developed, or just after a certain week, you can't do this anymore, like you're stuck, unless it's a stillbirth or something like that, then I don't think that, even though I don't agree with it, that I have the right to say to you, hey, I don't agree with this, life starts at this point, so whether you agree with me or not, I am going to say that you have to do what I'm telling you to do. Granted that works out in other areas, but in this area, I do not consider that to be a place where I agree or work that idea out. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Any comments, questions, opinions, please share. Feel free. Subscribe. Thanks. Enjoy. Hope you have a good one. Peace.